Hi, Nikki Stone. Oh my god. Yes.
Video that whole time.
Oh, are you
I'm so
kidding
sorry.
me?
No.
It's okay.
Mercury retrograde really is here. That's okay.
Oh my god, this Mercury retrograde is no fucking joke. You know already I'm a boomer in technology, and me are like, Christianity and queerness. So I...
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be fine. Hey, welcome to AstroDivaz with Peterbilt and Stone. I'm Miss Nikki Stone.
And I'm Mitze Peterbilt. And welcome to the first episode of our second season. We haven't done any recording, and it's over a year because we've been in these huge transitions. So we're going to talk about those transitions today. We're going to talk about our special project that we've been working on over the last year and a half, the Diva Deck. It's coming out soon, and we're going to be doing Ask the Diva Deck segments. And we're going to be talking about the lunar nodes, how we've been playing them, and how you might have been playing them, and where we're headed in the future with the next cycle.
You can find our link tree in the info box below. There's links to all AstroDivaz content there, TikTok, Instagram, our Diva Deck you can find through there as well. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications anytime we post a new episode. How are you feeling about your makeup today, darling?
You know what? I love it today. It's fascinating. Well, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna shift over to the Zoom.
Oh, I gotta open.
Give me some words of affirmation. Okay, you gotta move everything. I feel good about my makeup today. I feel good about our process. It's fascinating, when we're recording this, Mercury's in retrograde, and we're already like challenged by Mercury. Now an update kind of thing, and my phone kept crashing and all this kind of stuff. God, yeah. But what's interesting is that we had our days today, and you began your day. You're in Ohio, and I'm here in Florida, and this thing that I have around my neck and this thing that you have around your neck, you literally showed up on camera. We didn't talk about this at all. And we didn't really organize a time when we were going to get together. And you texted me and said, I'm ready to start showering. I said, that's funny. I'm getting ready to do the same thing. So our process has been like constantly we're at the same stage. And when I was having technological breakdowns, you were having technological breakdowns. So I don't know. How's my makeup? I had a ball doing it today, and now I've wanted to wear this for years. This was for a show that I was booked for that never happened. So I never wore it. It's been like 10 years, and I love it.
Now you're here.
But you know what they say over in the UK?
Oh, what's that?
The higher the brow, the cuntier the cow.
Stop talking about Stella Bohem. She might actually watch this.
I'm gonna have technical difficulties. You said you had an activity for us to do.
So I do have an activity for us, and we are going to start doing this with every one of our web series episodes. And I don't know where we're going to fit it in.
So if you're just tuning in and you haven't seen us, this is our first episode of our second season. We have 8 episodes already up, and we've been working on this wonderful Diva Deck for the last year. So that's why we haven't been recording. So we're going to do some fun things with the Diva Deck today. So did you have something specific in mind?
It's my little activity that I want to call Ask the Diva Deck.
Okay.
So go ahead. Tell me to ask the Diva Deck. I got a burning question for it.
Nikki Stone, are you ready?
I am.
Are you ready?
I am.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Ask the Diva Deck.
Who the hell goes to the bathhouse knowing that they have a cold?
Who goes to a bathhouse when they know they're sick? What a question. So I got the Trine card. So clearly, people who go to a bathhouse when they know they're sick are people who are looking for three ways. It might be that people who have colds just think, they're easy breezy going through life and it's not going to be a problem. Oh, it's not a problem. I take care of my health. Or it's not a problem. So they're they're attached to familiarity, and they really have to do their routines. It's this trine energy is about, it's all three points of one element in a trine. So I would think that people who are prone to be sick and go to the bathhouse anyway are fire signs. They're fucking fire signs. They have this fire trine, and they're just gonna continue to pursue experiences, or just plain old fucking saggies. Trine is it's like lube for your creative process, and this maybe they're going to the bathhouse because they know they're really well lubricated at the moment.
All that mucus is really lubricated.
All that mucus, and here's the cue from the Trine card from the Diva deck. Do you recognize your natural abilities, or do you let them run dry?
They might be letting it run a little dry.
They might be letting it run a little dry. I don't know. So why are they doing that? I think maybe this is the next question to ask. So I got tone.
Tone.
So the thing about our Diva deck is that it is about embodiment, and it's about really letting the patterns in your body unwind, or just noticing.
It's checking the tone in your own body for sure.
Checking the tone in your own body. And people who go to bathhouses, they just want to connect with other bodies.
Right.
That's the point of going to the bathhouse. So the blind spot for them is conjunction.
Merging with someone else.
Merging with someone else. They're so close to the problem, they probably don't even know they're sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once again, the Diva deck has given me so much insight into my personal life.
The Diva deck has spoken. So what did you get out of that? I'm really interested.
As much as I am going to fully enjoy asking these incredibly irreverent questions to this deck that's giving us embodiment and astrological information. It's just, even with the card and what's on the card, it's still fun. So that's why I want to start with the irreverent question. Is it's fun to ask the silly, stupid question. Not that that's a stupid question. To this deck that's so serious, but also so funny at the same time. So, yeah. Mitze, welcome back.
Hi.
It has been over a year since we have sat down and recorded for this.
It's been a minute. Oh my goodness. So if you follow us regularly, we at the end of last season announced that we were both going to be going through some major changes. Nikki got a new job. I packed up my sister and my mother, and we sold my mother's house, and I moved them back up to West Virginia, and then I moved back in Orlando to be back with my husband after 3 years. And then in July we got a notice that we had to move again. So I've done all of this moving all year long.
Oh, yeah. My job has been very interesting. If you saw the last episode, which may have only been uploaded very recently, because we've been busy. I moved from being an educator to doing physical labor in a warehouse, and working with people who do not share the same values as me anymore. Not to say that didn't happen at the school either, but it was a lot rarer. And just learning to like reincorporate into this non-queer, non-female oriented world. It's very masculine oriented, very male oriented, very like not what I'm used to. And I've done it before. But it was definitely a big reorganization.
It's interesting. You comment often that we are literally polar opposites in our energy maintenance and our gender maintenance. And, it's interesting. I left this female space with my mother and my sister and went into this creative space. I'm now working in a grocery store. I work at a Trader Joe's. So this is a bunch of creative, wounded, traumatized people all having fun working in a grocery store.
And I'm with a bunch of non-creative, wounded people, all throwing boxes around all over the place.
So we flip-flopped. I moved out of my non-creative family of origin.
That's just our our charts working together.
That's our charts working together. Oh my God. Our synastry is so polemic. It's hilarious. It's so hilarious.
And I think a big part of that has been the nodal axis being in Taurus and Scorpio.
That's right. It's if you're hearing this, it might sound really familiar. Like if you're out there and you've been enjoying or perhaps not enjoying a few shakeups around your stability and your home life, and you've had some opportunities to examine your values and all of that, then you're working the node, because this is that time of year where, regardless of whether or not you're aware of it, this is the stuff that you're going to have to be managing.
Mm-hmm. It's especially important for fixed sign people. Anybody who has a fixed rising sign, especially, or a fixed MC and IC, those are like really big places that are going to cause upheavals and moves and changing your job and the things that you and I have been experiencing. So it's been a lot of fun.
And let's be clear, we've been doing this as a collective for the last 3 years. There's been so much upheaval and so much change. And, a lot of people that I've been speaking with, friends, have been sharing with me that there's a lot of growth happening in the midst of the upheaval and change. So it's kind of this, I hate this mantra so much, but we're not given what we can't handle. So it's a real test to our strength and to our ability to be resilient and to reinvent ourselves that we're called on to do with this axis in Taurus and Scorpio.
I can say that I've really enjoyed the growth that you and I have experienced together outside of making this web series, because we've spent a lot of time together building our TikTok, working on our Instagram, actually putting the final pieces of the last season of the web series together. Like as a group, as a twosome, have created a really like huge shift in our content and in the way that we express ourselves through that content.
Yeah. I think, for me personally, I'm just having more fun with it. The stuff that we've designed is designed to be a roast. It's designed to be comedic, and it might not be funny to all, but we have a lot of fun making it. And I've been having a lot more fun over the last 6 to 9 months doing this work than in the previous year. And shifting out of a traditional coaching role and a service role has been an interesting thing for me to be more connected. It feels to me like I've been more connected to my North Node in Leo. Like really doing the thing of playing and putting on a show and making, even when it's work, even when there's challenges, making it fun.
Yeah.
And really being clear about how I want to show up. And, it's just, we say this all the time. Our inner diva has something to say about it. And just being willing to, listen to that inner diva and level the inner diva up. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's been a lot of that for us this year.
Yeah. To get a little astrological about it, I think that speaks a lot into how your North Node, South Node, and your Ascendant, Descendant play against each other versus how mine does. Because you have basically a square. It's not like by degree, but it's by sign. You have Leo, Aquarius, North Node, South Node, and you have Scorpio, Taurus, Ascendant, Descendant, where mine is a sextile trine configuration where my ascendant's in Taurus, but my North Node's in Pisces. So they sextile each other. So it's a little bit more fluid and it's a little bit more coherent, where you're going to experience more contradiction, more conflict when those aspects of your chart are getting activated. Anytime that Leo Aquarius gets activated, you're going to experience conflict because it's square your ascendant. And right now you're experiencing the ascendant being activated and the descendant being activated by the nodes. And you're getting the push. I've seen it. It's been there. I have experienced more of, I want to be more me. It's like that fluid, decisive first house of like, yeah, it's pushing on my North Node, but it's really pushing back on me. And it's really pushing on my first house and getting my values and my helm, my direction, where I want it to go so I can create what I want.
Maybe it's time for me to ask a question of the Diva Deck.
Maybe.
Are you ready? How do I know when I'm myself?
How do you know when you're yourself? Well, that would be first house, right? You know yourself when you're not just pissed off. You're just being who you are. And when you're responding with first impressions, when your approach to life is being questioned, and how initiative is being affected in your body. And for you, that should be a very Scorpionic. We talk a lot about Scorpio and how much we love them. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it might feel like you're asking if that flamethrower comes in fuchsia.
I wish that it would. I really do.
And the way to respond to those demands is to find your power, because Scorpio is all about power, and the power that we have with other people, the power that we have for ourselves. It's ruled by Pluto, after all. Pluto and Mars.
I've been using my Diva Deck pretty consistently since we got it, and I shuffle it, I cut it, I shuffle it, I cut it, and it's fascinating how the cards keep telling you what you're choosing not to see. And that comes up so much for me. Where's your power, Queen? I get Pluto a lot. I get Scorpio a lot. I get 8th house a lot. And I get 11th house a lot. So that all of those squares that you just spoke about, that assignment, that celestial assignment, isn't ever going to go away.
No.
It's just it's what I've got to work with. And, I can choose to be confused over what's really going on, or I can just find my power and connect to my professionalism again, and move on. It's so stupid how we keep repeating the same patterns over and over again.
But that's how we learn, and that's how we grow, and they all just layer on top of each other, honestly.
I'm of the mindset that, imagine yourself in non-physical form. and everybody's sitting on a couch having a kiki before they leave the office and drop into physical form, and we're all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on this opportunity to keep exploring my power and abandonment and all these other issues, and that's gonna be so fucking fun. I can't wait. And then we pop into existence and we forget it all over again.
Yeah. That's the best part. I forgot.
That's the best part, the forgetting it. Oops. What was the assignment? So I'm gonna finish with a very short discussion. We've been talking about this in pretty consistently on our Instagram, and we mentioned a little bit of it at the beginning of this episode and throughout the episode, that the lunar nodes are currently in Taurus and Scorpio. And without going a lot into the lunar nodes, it's just consider it that this is like soul work that you're doing, and that soul work is going to shift, and we're going to get ready to go into Aries and Libra, and that's going to happen in a few months from, by the time we get this broadcast on it will be a very short time that we're going to be doing that. And just we're going to start talking this season about how's your diva and leveling your diva up, because that diva conversation constantly wants to demand attention for disconnected parts of you, and get you to pay attention to trauma wounds and ways of being that you thought you left behind a long time ago. And we're shifting into a Libra South node and an Aries North node, and that diva is gonna, and you pay attention to this when it shifts. You'll probably energetically start to feel it, and it's gonna sound like, it's not fair, I want it to be my way, that inner diva is gonna have those kind of conversations. So that axis is about identity and relationship to creating harmony in groups. Like, can you be yourself enough to go be with the group and create harmony?
Right.
So we're moving into that, and we're going to be talking about that this season. So stick with us.
You and I talked about this outside of social media. It's switching from a north node ruled by Venus and a south node ruled by Mars to the opposite of a north node ruled by Mars and a south node ruled by Venus. So all those things that we were collecting and grabbing and attracting to ourselves, now we're going to put action to those things.
You have to put it out into the world.
Exactly.
You have to take action. There's been all of this wonderful opportunity to explore your values and, really connect to your soul at a creative level. And this next 18-month cycle is going to be the perfect time to really take action on your creative dreams. And that's what we're going to be up to this season, is really helping support that inner diva and letting her find the light.
We hope you enjoyed our reverent take on astrology today.
We really appreciate your tuning in. We love you so much. And as always, keep it light and do the work, diva.